Hello, and welcome to episode 61 of River's Arcade Review. My name is Ed. This channel is dedicated to the coin-operated video games of yesteryear. Today I'll be reviewing a favorite game of mine, Mr. Do. Mr. Do was released in 1982 by Universal and licensed to Taito. My first time playing this game was at Funtime Square in hometown Illinois. Mr. Do is a maze-type game in which you control a clown named Mr. Do with a 4-way joystick and a fire button. You control Mr. Do through a garden that has a series of tunnels and fruits, all while avoiding a series of red monsters. Touching one of these monsters will cause the loss of a life, so they must be avoided. The game begins with Mr. Do at the bottom of a colorful garden with a series of tunnels. Mr. Do can also dig more tunnels just by walking through the dirt. In the center there is an outline of a red monster. The monsters will appear from this area. The first level will have 6 monsters overall, and the later levels will have 8. The monsters will appear in groups of 2. If an enemy gets trapped, they will turn white and be able to dig tunnels themselves. You do have an offensive weapon called a power ball. Pressing the fire button will cause Do to throw the ball. The ball will bounce around the tunnels at about a 45-degree angle and will continue to bounce until you catch it or it destroys an enemy. If it hits an enemy, the ball will be destroyed and will return to Do after a short delay, which gets longer after each kill. You will earn 500 points for shooting each red enemy. There are also a series of cherry patches throughout the garden. These cherry patches have 8 cherries each and are in a 2x4 column formation, and there are 5 groups overall. You can eat the cherries for bonus points. You will earn 50 points for eating each cherry, but if you eat all 8 without stopping, you will earn an extra 500 points. There are also several large apples in this garden. You can use these apples to crush the enemies. You can do this in 2 different ways. You can dig up to the bottom of the apple and then move over and it will fall, or you can push these apples around to an open tunnel and then it will fall. You are also able to push multiple apples at the same time to trap more enemies. One thing to mention is these apples will be able to fall safely from 1 tunnel height, but anything greater will cause the apple to split and disappear. You will earn more points for crushing enemies than you will shooting them. You will earn 1,000 points for crushing 1 enemy, 2,000 points for crushing 2 enemies, 4,000 points for crushing 3 enemies, 6,000 points for crushing 4, and if you can crush 5 or more, you will earn 8,000 points. If you get crushed by an apple as the last enemy is destroyed, you will not lose a life. This works even if you drop an apple on the enemy and yourself. In addition to the red enemies, there is a yellow and blue alpha monster. The alpha monster will normally stay in a cage above the center of the playfield. This cage will contain the letters E, X, T, R, and A. The alpha monster will move back and forth, highlighting 1 letter at a time. The alpha monster will only appear if 1 or 2 protocols occur. The first protocol that will cause the alpha monster to appear is if your score advances past a multiple of 5,000 points. Each time your score advances past a multiple of 5,000, the alpha monster will leave its cage, displaying the letter it was highlighting at the time. The alpha monster will roam the playfield and try to destroy your clown. Shooting the alpha monster will cause it to change into an apple, and you will earn 500 points, and the letter he was displaying will turn yellow. The second protocol that will cause the alpha monster to appear is if you eat a bonus item. Once you eat the bonus item, the playfield turns a dark red and freezes the regular characters, and 3 blue ghost-shaped monsters will come out of the cage followed by the alpha. These ghosts will lead and try to protect the alpha. Shooting a ghost will earn you 500 points and they will also turn into an apple. Both the alpha and ghosts will eat any apples in their way, as well as those about to fall, so crushing them is a lot harder than crushing the red enemies. Shooting the alpha will return the screen to the normal color and unfreezes all enemies and cause any remaining ghosts to turn into apples. Just like before, shooting the alpha will turn the letter he is carrying yellow. The bonus items appear after the last enemy appears on screen, so it is possible to get multiple bonus items on a single level if you lose a life. Scoring for the bonus items is as follows. Level 1 is a slice of cake for 1,000 points. Level 2 are crackers for 1,500 points. Level 3 has a scoop of ice cream for 2,000 points. Level 4 has an ice cream sundae for 2,500 points. Levels 5 and 6 has a hamburger for 3,000 points. Level 7 and 8 has a lime pie for 3,500 points. Levels 9 and 10 has a chocolate bar for 4,000 points. Levels 11 and 12 has a large N for 4,500 points. Levels 13 through 15 has a milk can for 5,000 points. Levels 16 through 18 has fried eggs for 6,000 points. Levels 19 through 21 has a stack of pancakes for 7,000 points. And levels 22 and beyond has a cocktail for 8,000 points. If you are able to spell out extra by shooting enough alpha monsters, you will be rewarded with an extra Mr. Do. Shooting the alpha that holds the last letter needed will immediately end the level, and you will get a cut screen with a large Mr. Do and a red enemy who surrenders and gives you an extra life. It is possible to control which letter the alpha monster carries out of the cage to increase your chances of receiving an extra life. The alpha monster moves across the letters from left to right and will then reverse and go to the left, and so on. If you could time when you grab the bonus item or cross the 5,000 point threshold, you can collect the letters faster. The alpha monster will move quicker over the highlighted letters compared to those you need, but this time varies based on management settings. There is also a super rare item that appears at random. Occasionally there will be a diamond hidden inside one of the apples. When the apple hits and splits open, a diamond will appear, and if you collect it, you will earn 8,000 points, the level will end, and you will earn a free game. Once again, you will get a cutscene with Mr. Do balancing on a diamond giving you 1 credit. The appearance of the diamond is very rare and it appears randomly. There is a glitch in the Tato release where you can win 255 extra lives. This trick requires a bit of luck and good timing. If you begin level 1 with the apple in the upper left of the playfield just above the second column of cherries, you can successfully do this trick. You need to kill off all the red enemies except for one, then you need to dig a tunnel from the lowest part of the screen to the apple. You need to have the last enemy follow you up the tunnel, and you need to turn around and shoot him and let the apple crush you. If you do this properly, the game will begin adding lives to your stock, and then the next level will begin. The reason this glitch happens is it counts as a loss of a life when you clear the level, but you aren't supposed to lose a life if you die when killing the last monster. Similar to the Pac-Man split screen glitch, this game is 8 bits, so the life counter can count from 0 to 255, and if you add 1 to 255, it rolls back to 0. The same thing happens if you subtract 1 from 0 in binary. The counter rolls backwards to 255, awarding you a lot of extra lives. Once you do this trick, you need to lose a life before you earn an extra one, or the life counter will roll back to 0. This trick only works on the Tato release of Mr. Do. There is one other hidden gem, but it is hidden in plain sight. The far right digit of the level number is carved into the playfield. The first level isn't so obvious, but there is a 1 hiding among the tunnels, and then each level following will have the number plainly displayed. For example, level 15 will have a 5 on the screen. After you complete levels ending in a 3, 6, or 9, you will get a quick cutscene. On the bottom half of the screen, there will be an alpha monster moving to the right, followed by a green monster who is being chased by Mr. Do, who will be pushing an apple. On the top half of the screen, it will show you how much you scored per level, how long it took you to clear each level, and what method you used to clear the level. For example, if you cleared all the cherries, there will be a cherry displayed. If you cleared all the red enemies, there will be a red enemy displayed, and so on. After clearing levels ending in a 0, you will get another cutscene. The bottom half will have a blue box stating "Wonderful," and the top half will display your score for level 10, the time it took to clear the level, and the method used to clear it. Below that will have the totals for the last 10 levels, points, and time, and below that will be the average per level. This game was released under several clone names such as Mr. Low and Mr. Do, but the gameplay was identical. There was also a clone called Yankee Do, in which you are chased by camels, and the apples were replaced by oil barrels, but you cannot hold the oil barrels up like you could with the apples. The final version had some major changes compared to the prototype version. Other than Mr. Do looking like a snowman, there are no blue ghost enemies, and if the alpha is on a highlighted letter, it will not exit the cage. In addition, his head will explode when losing a life, so I could see why that idea was scrapped. I really enjoyed playing this game and highly recommend playing it both in the arcade as well as on emulators. I enjoyed this game a bit more than Gyrus, but not quite as much as Mario Brothers, so Mr. Do digs his way into the 8th spot overall. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any games you'd like me to review, please leave a message below or on my homepage. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe, and stay tuned to new videos every Wednesday and Sunday.